What's good, everybody? It's your boy Eddie here, and welcome back to the channel, and I hope you're all having a wonderful day. And for today's video, we are going to be reviewing a very special, limited, and exclusive pair of sneakers 1 week early. So before we even continue this video, guys, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button down below, as well as the notification bell. And just one thing to briefly note before I show you guys the shoe right here. Your boy stood in line for 12 hours to get this shoe just for y'all. It's definitely a very special and exclusive sneaker, so I really had to get it for the review, but I really do hope that you enjoy this one because this is something special that we got right here. So what we have is none other than the Nigo and Nike Air Force 3 in the Blue Void colorway. And guys, I definitely have to say, based off of first impressions, this is absolutely a cop. I definitely want to hear what y'all think about it in the comment section down below, but definitely for me, this is going to be a cop. One thing that I will say though is that I do prefer the less exclusive pair than the exclusive pair, but at the pop-up, this was literally one of the only sizes left closest to my size. This is a size 6.5. So for the on-foot look, your boy had to scrunch his toes like this in order for it to fit for this 6.5. But I do have to say that I wore it with some nice baggy jeans, so it layered really properly over the shoe. So guys, definitely be sure to share with your friends and family and subscribe to the channel because your boy is putting in all the literal footwork. I was standing for 12 hours to get this shoe. Shout out to my moms because the security guards let her in before me, and that's how he was able to secure this pair right here. So with that being out of the way, guys, let's just get right into the box details. And I do have to say that Nigo and the Nike team killed this joint right here. So as you can see right here, we do have the Nike Air Force 3 in this kind of stylized hero font. And I do have to say that this is a very nice touch. Then we go onto this side right here. I'm gonna have to assume this is kind of like some steel details right there. Then when going onto this side of the box, we do have some stylized Nigo font right there. And then when going onto this side, we do have that Nike check and this kind of forest detail. And finally on this side of the box, we do have the sticker tag right there. And it does read off as Nike Air Force 3 Low SP, and the SP obviously stands for Special Projects. And the colorway shown is Blue Void and University Red. It's definitely a multicolored shoe, but those are two of the predominant colors that you see all over the shoe. And when looking at the sizing of the sneaker, I 100% recommend to go with your true to size. Obviously, I wasn't able to get my own true to size, but it is what it is on that, guys. So when I asked everybody at the store, they pretty much said go with your true to size. That's exactly what they wore. And when my mom tried this on, because this is her size, she said that it fits normal. So definitely go with your true to size and you should be all set. Then when opening this box lid right here, we do have this kind of hardwood detail right here, which I think is a very nice touch. And when you actually look inside the box right here, we do have this N tag right here, which obviously stands for Nigo, but this is actually meant to be put on as a patch on your varsity jacket. So if you guys didn't see, some of the merch that Nigo made was like 4 or 5 different colored varsity jackets. I think that this would look best obviously on the red varsity jacket because it's just red and white, and this yellow outline would be a very nice touch to add a pop of color onto it. And when going deeper into the box, you can see that we do have this customized Nigo Nike Air Force 3 wax tissue paper. Then right inside that we have our standard white wax tissue paper right there. So with that being out of the way, guys, that's going to conclude the box details. So now let's just get right into the history of the sneaker. And to be honest, is not really much other than the fact that we just have to focus on Nigo himself. So Nigo's real name is actually Tomoaki Nagao, but he goes by that stylized artistic name Nigo, and he has a deep resume. Starting with 1993, he was the founder of BAPE, and as you guys know, that was an amazing brand. It still is live today. However, it doesn't have the same vibe since Nigo left a couple years ago, but BAPE was really a killer, especially from the early to mid 2000s, and then it made a quick comeback from the 2010s to like 2014, 2015, 2016. That's pretty much the last time I wore BAPE myself, but it was a classic brand, set mad trends, had mad amazing pieces from the camo jackets to the camo windbreakers, baby Milo tees, and all that type of stuff. BAPE had it all, and I was lucky to be a part of that and actually capture some of those great pieces back in the day. Also, when looking at what Nigo is currently doing today, he's the creative director of Human Made, which is one of my favorite brands now, and I definitely wear that a lot. If you guys have seen in some of my older videos, I had the Cause Human Made heart hoodie. Really amazing hoodie, goes with a lot of outfits because it has that heather gray detail with the red heart. I just love that brand. And I have a couple tees that I haven't worn yet from Human Made for the past 3 years. I still haven't worn them because I'm waiting for the right time to wear them, but they are classic tees as well. Also, something else to note is that he is currently the artistic director for Kenzo. And if you guys don't know Kenzo, that brand has been around for a very long time. So now when looking at this Air Force 3 detail, this is probably one of the least popular Nike Air Force sneakers. When you look at the Nike Air Force line, you can't think of any of the silhouettes other than the one. That has been the one that stood the test of time since literally 1982. Whether it was the lows, the mids, the highs, Obviously, the lows are the most popular version of that. That's the only Air Force that you can think of. So when looking at these threes, they originally released back in 1988, but they started out as a high top basketball sneaker, but eventually they started doing lower cuts, which I think the lows look better than the highs, not just because of the Nigo colorway. If you just look back at the different colorways of the lows, they definitely look better than the highs, in my personal opinion. And pretty much with that being said, guys, that's going to conclude all of the history with this shoe. Now let's just get right into the details of it. So as I mentioned earlier, this colorway right here is going to be the exclusive colorway of the Nigo Air Force 3. Obviously, there's another colorway that released beside it, which is the white colorway, but they both are multicolored. It's just that this has a blue toe box and some minor differences. I do have to say that I do prefer the white colorway as opposed to this blue void one because it's just more wearable for me. This sneaker right here definitely reminds me of the old BAPE does. If you guys don't know what the BAPE does are, those are pretty much the Air Force One, but the BAPE versions of it. And they pretty much look the same. They just have the star instead of the Nike check, and they usually have these multicolored details all over the shoe. So I do love that Nigo was able to bring all of the BAPE swag and put it onto this Air Force 3. So now when focusing onto the toe box of the shoe, you can see that we do have it in this patent leather blue void colorway right here. Then when looking at the mudguard of the shoe, we do have it in this patent leather pink colorway. Then when going towards the top of the shoe now, you can see that we do have these black laces right here. But something else to note is the fact that it does come with this pin right here, and it does have an O. So what I'm thinking right now is that we currently got two colorways, and we did see a third colorway, which I think is the best out of the pack. That's the brown and cream one that kind of looks like a Travis Scott release, but it is going to be Nigo's release. It's just that the colorways are very similar to Travis Scott. Then focusing back onto this tongue right here, you can see that we do have this blue void tongue in this mesh detail. And then finally, when we go onto the top of the shoe right here, you can see that it does say Air Force right here in this patent leather detail with the basketball on it. Then when going onto the left side of the tongue, you can see that it does say Air Force 3 Nike in this patent leather detail. Now when focusing back onto the lateral side of the shoe right here, you can see that we are greeted with a very multicolored upper. So when looking at this eyelet area right here, you can see that we do have this green patent leather. Then when focusing onto the quarter panel, you can see more of those blue void details. Then when looking at the Nike check, we do have it in this red patent leather detail. And then when looking at the bottom eyelet as well as the top, you can see that we do have these kind of yellow patent leather details with a silver stitch overlay right on top of that. Then going towards the back of the shoe now, you can see that we do have this nice cotton pattern right here in this blue void detail. Something else to note is that we do have another pink patent leather overlay right here, which is very similar to the mudguard of the shoe. Then when going onto the back heel area of the shoe now, you can see that it does say Ogan Force right there. Then on the actual left shoe, it does say Nike Air, which is a pretty nice detail. If you guys haven't noticed, Nigo spelled backwards spells Ogan, so that's why it does that right there, which is a pretty nice and secret detail. So now I'm focusing onto the medial side of the shoe, guys. You can see that the same thing pretty much follows suit as the lateral side, so there's nothing really to report on there. Now let's just focus right onto the midsole of the shoe right here. So as you can see, it does have an all white midsole. However, we do have this red detail right here, which wraps around the whole entire lateral and medial sides. It's a little bit bigger on the medial side. And one final thing to mention about the midsole is the cushioning system itself, which is just full length air. Then finally, when going onto the outsole of the shoe, you can see that we do have this unique Air Force 3 traction pattern right there. And it does have hits of blue void, it has hits of white, it has hits of red, as well as hits of black. And then one more final thing that I do want to mention, guys, before we conclude this review is the insole itself. So when you actually look at this right here, we do have this colorful stylized insole with the Air Force 3 details at the bottom. When you think of the Nike anime that they created for this release, there are literally 4 Voltron inspired characters. And when they come together, they obviously make the Super Voltron, or whatever you want to call it, for Nigo's version of it. That means there's definitely going to be 4 shoes. So we already seen 3, and I'm going to have to assume that each sneaker does have a different letter that it comes with. So 4 colorways, 4 letters, 4 characters in the Voltron inspired Nike anime. There's definitely going to be a 4th colorway. So I wonder what that's going to look like. Pretty interesting stuff. I do love how they rolled out this entire sneaker because Nigo also dropped the album the same day of the pop-up. So I think there's just a lot of things going on. And I hope that with all the changes that are currently coming to Nike, they continue with this creative artistic direction with the sneakers that they're coming with, because Nigo absolutely killed this rollout. And I hope for future creators, Nike does the same type of effort to make a phenomenal release. So with that being said, guys, that's going to conclude the history as well as the details of the shoe. So now let's get right into this on full look, all right? right, y'all, so that's gonna conclude the review as well as the on-foot look, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did making it for y'all. Definitely let me know what you think about this Nigo Nike Air Force 3 in the Blue Void colorway. Is it a cop or drop? I definitely wanna hear what y'all think in the comment section down below. For me, it's a cop, and I do have to say that the white multicolored pair definitely has the edge off of this one. Then the brown, cream, and white version is the top of the chain for me, unless that fourth colorway is going to be insane. I definitely want to see what that looks like, but we'll just have to wait and see. So with that being said, guys, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Share with your friends and family and all that, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.